Good day, ma'am. We hope every one of us are doing well. Here is our group presentation of the Internal Auditor's core competencies. Please allow me to introduce to you the members of this group, starting off with Andales Michelle, followed by Dardo Rizame, Ragas Rodet, and Sotorol Rina. We are all BSA 4 students of Mater Dei College. So recalling the activity given, we are tasked to conduct a survey among internal auditors to rank the importance of their core competencies for them to perform their work. These competencies include general competencies, knowledge, behavioral skills, technical skills, and audit tools and techniques used on a typical audit engagement. The responses of the auditors will be consolidated, and we aim to find out the highest in rank in each of the core competencies. To begin, I will present to you the general competencies. As you have seen in Figure 1, it shows the consolidated data of general competencies. The responses of the auditors interviewed by Andales, Dardo, Ragas, and Sotorol were shown. To find out the highest and lowest in rank among the general competencies, we have averaged the responses. We get the total of the responses in each items of the general competencies and divided it by 4 since there are 4 auditors who were interviewed. And here is the result. Communication skills has a mean of 8.25. Problem identification and solution skills has a mean of 7.25. Ability to promote value of internal audit has a mean of 6.5. Industry, regulatory, and standards changes has a mean of 4.5. Organizational skills has a mean of 6.25. Conflict resolution or negotiation skills has a mean of 6. Accounting frameworks, tools, and techniques has a mean of 6.25. Change management skills has a mean of 4. IT or ICT frameworks, tools, and techniques has a mean of 5. And cultural fluency and foreign language skills has a mean of 1. To better understand the result of the treatment of data made, we have used a bar graph to illustrate the ranking of the general competencies. Based on the graph presented, we identified the top 5 highest general competencies. First is the communication skills. Second, problem identification and solution skills. Third, ability to promote value of internal audit. Fourth, organizational skills and accounting frameworks, tools, and techniques. And lastly, the conflict resolution or negotiation skills. With the help of the bar graph, we also identified the lowest among the general competencies, which is the cultural fluency and foreign language skills.
Knowledge. Consolidated results. As I gather information with these 4 students, Andales, Dardo, Ragas, and Sotorol, who interviewed individual CPAs in a different firms or businesses. So now it gives me with these results. With all the given information among the 4 CPAs who patiently gave their responses, and now it shows the average results, or what we called as the mean, among the 20 items where the CPAs being answered under knowledge. On the right side corner, it shows the ranking, which the green color emphasized the highest rank of knowledge, while the blue ones emphasized the lowest rank of knowledge. In order to elaborate more and clearly to understand, it shows you a graph corresponding on the rank of knowledge. With all the information gathered, we come up with the top 5 highest knowledge. First, auditing. Second, internal audit standards. Third, fraud awareness. Fourth, financial accounting. And last, finance. We also have the top 3 lowest knowledge: marketing, business management, and economics.
Behavioral skills, consolidated results. So here are the responses of the internal auditors and CPAs interviewed by Andales, Dardo, Ragas, and Sotarol. And by using the average method, the responses of the auditors are being computed to come up with these results. To elaborate and explain it more clearly, we use graph to illustrate the corresponding rank of the behavioral skills. With this result, we came up with the top 5 highest behavioral skills, which are the objectivity, confidentiality, communication, judgment, and relationship building. And here are the top 3 lowest behavioral skills, which are the staff management, facilitation, and lastly, influence.
Technical skills. This table shows the auditor's responses about the ranking of the technical skills. It was ranked from 1 to 13, using 13 as the highest in the rank. It was identified that Auditor 1 and Auditor 3 both selected skills in problem-solving tools and techniques to be the most important technical skills for their work. However, Auditor 2 have chosen the skills in understanding business as the most important, but it can be seen that it was the least important technical skill for Auditor 1. On the other hand, the fourth auditor's most important technical skill is the governance, risk and control tools and techniques. The data found out to have mixed responses. So to be fair, the data gathered are averaged to identify the top 5 highest technical skills. For better illustration, here is the bar graph showing the averaged results of the ranking. The results showed that risk analysis and control assessment techniques is the highest with an average of 10.25, followed by governance, risk and control tools and techniques, and problem-solving tools and techniques with an average of 10. Next is understanding business with 8.5 as the average. And fourth highest is the data collection and analysis tools and techniques with an average of 8. And the fifth is another tie. It was identifying types of controls and financial analysis tools and techniques with an average of 7.25. The result also revealed that statistical sampling is the least used technical skill in performing the audit.
Audit tools and techniques. Consolidated results. Based on the given results, here are the general results based on the responses of the CPAs done by Andales, Dardo, Ragas, and Sotarol. This is categorized into 3 divisions: currently used, used in the last 5 years, and not being used. In order to clearly and certainly identify each corresponding results, here is the individual responses. First, under the currently used, the highlighted items are signify the highest rank of audit tools and techniques. This is the corresponding results under currently used. Next, used in the last 5 years. Here is the corresponding response by the CPA under used in the last 5 years. And lastly, not being used. Here are the results of which CPA's responses under not being used. To sum up all, here are the top highest rank under first category, currently used, second, used in the last 5 years, and third, not being used. Under the category of currently used, here are the items that rank as the highest. First, other electronic communication. Next, electronic papers. Next, data mining. And last, benchmarking. Under the category of use in the last 5 years, here are the items ranked as the highest. First, total quality management techniques. And last, process modeling software. In the last category, not being used, here is the items that rank as the highest. Balanced scorecard or similar framework.
Reflection on the results. The core competencies of an internal auditor have an essential role in the accomplishment of their duties and responsibilities towards the organization they are working. These competencies allow them to provide quality-wise and credible recommendations towards the management on areas that needs improvement in the business operations. Competent internal auditors help enhance as well as protect the organizational value. Through the Internal Auditor's Core Competencies Survey that was conducted, here are our main takeaways. Among the general competencies, it is the communication skills that ranked as the highest. This competency must be possessed since internal auditors need to communicate with different types of individuals in gathering evidence on the audit work. This is also useful as they are expected to report the output or results of the audit engagement they did. Communication covers report writing, presentation skills, and oral communication. Thus, we reflected that this skill is a must-possessed one for a successful professional career in internal auditing. When it comes to the area of knowledge, it is the auditing followed by internal audit standards that tops among the given areas of knowledge of an internal auditor. This result was expected since the respondents of the survey were internal auditors. They provide auditing services to the management. Hence, it is expected that knowledge on auditing and internal audit standards are very important in the scope of their work. In the behavioral skills, objectivity ranked first as the most important among other skills. This is because, as internal auditors, they need to rely on solid and reliable evidence which is free from bias and not on mere opinions. Also, through possessing good behavioral skills, internal auditors will be able to build a good relationship with their colleagues and maintain a respectable professional career. On technical skills, we have reflected that risk analysis and control assessment techniques were perceived as the most important technical skills. This is because internal auditors also focus their work on assessing the internal controls of the company and evaluating it on how adequate they are in mitigating risk. They are inclined on assessing the likelihood and potential impact of various risks to the firm. With regards to the audit tools and techniques used in typical audit engagement, we identified that all of the auditors agree that they are currently using the following: benchmarking, data mining, electronic papers, and other electronic communication. These were currently used in the fulfillment of their work. For the tools and techniques that were used in the last 5 years, it was revealed that only the total quality management techniques and process modeling software were used by 2 out of 4 auditors. The rest were not being used because some of them are still working for less than 5 years in their respective positions. Lastly, we identified that all of the 4 auditors agree that they have not used the balanced scorecard or similar framework as audit tools and techniques. Of course, it is given that these findings will vary since the respondents of the survey were working in companies that differ in line of business activities. In conclusion, the core competencies of internal auditors are important as this will allow them to perform their work effectively and efficiently. This will help them to become globally competitive and continuously provide value to the organization they are working with. What makes you a competent internal auditor?
This is Michelle Andales, a fourth-year student taking a Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. Regarding to this question, what makes me a competent auditor? As a business student who aims in the future to become a CPA and at the same time to be an internal auditor. As an auditor, in order for me to be one of the competent, I shall have the ability to apply required knowledge where individual auditors must have and competitive skills during audit. Moreover, I shall know how to manage my time efficiently, where time plays a crucial timing in every work, because I cannot be that competent if I waste even just a single hour doing nothing. Another thing to be considered is to know how to work with all the constraints of the position. I should have patience, be in conservatism, have the sensitivity to all employees and staff, and of course, to maintain consistency in all works in order for me to be one of the competent. Always put in my mind that not just doing the work where I am assigned to, but rather to love them with all my hearts. Then I can appreciate everything I do even in the harder times or in an easier way. And of course, I cannot be that competent if I am not applying those core competencies that an auditor must precisely have, because those competencies may help me to internalize and to build my skills more. I can just put a quote here that the harder you do, the higher position you can sit on. Or in the saying of, the more you plant, the more fruits you can reap in the future. Or in the same way, and that's how work life is.
A pleasant day to you, ma'am. I am Riza Dardo, a BSA 4 student. To the question, what makes me a competent internal auditor? I believe it is the sense of integrity that I possessed. I exhibit the value of integrity and shows resilience in each problem that may arise. Another thing is that I have critical analysis, which was developed through the years of being an accountancy student, wherein it serves as my training ground to develop this skill, and I was exposed in situations that requires critical analysis. And as a digital native, I myself is an individual who was born in the era where technological advancement already conquered the world. With this, I am confident that my technical skills is an advantage. More so, I am a type of individual who accepts being corrected and can easily be trained. I am eager to learn new skills and competencies as long as I believe that these are all for the betterment of myself as a professional. With this, I believe that this makes me a competent internal auditor.
Hi there, I am Radat Bungalan Ragas, a BSA 4 student. I am a standard-driven, self-motivated, and confident individual who has meticulous attention to detail skills. I have the ability to work effectively and will make sure that my job will be completed on time. The knowledge, the natural skills, and abilities that I have will make me a competent internal auditor in the near future. I am very willing to learn new things and apply my experiences to auditing, especially the experience of working under pressure and meeting deadlines.
With the learnings I've learned in college and the teachings shared to us by our instructors, as well as my personal behaviors and traits, and my willingness to learn more and expand my knowledge will surely help me to become a competent auditor someday.